All right, we're trying to write a possible equation for this graph. Clearly this is a tan graph. I can see that my center line has been moved down too, so I'm going to say right away that my d value is -2. Next I'm going to look at period. So I see that I'm going from -3π/4 to 3π/4. So my period must be 6π/4, which of course reduces to 3π/2. I know that my period is normally pi, so pi divided by b must be equal to 3π/2. This tells me that my b value must have been 2/3. Now I want to look for a horizontal stretch. I know it hasn't been shifted because I see my center is on the y-axis, so I have no c value. But now the question is, do I have an a value? Well, if I was going to take this and divide my graph symmetrically, so halfway in between my center and my asymptote, I should expect to be at the value 1, and I'm not quite at 1. It looks like I'm more at half of that value, so I'm going to say that my a value is 1/2. So let's graph this and see if our predictions make sense. So y equals, I said my a value is 1/2, so 1/2 tan. Now I said my b value is 2/3, so 2/3 x. And then my d value was -2, so -2. Got to make sure that I'm in radians. And now I want to set up my window to look the same. So in my window, I am going from -9π/4 to 9π/4. (9π/4). We are counting by π/4s. And then our y values, it looks like we go up 1, 2, 3, up 4, and down 2, 4, 6, 8. So -8 up to 4, and we're counting by 1s. Let's look at our graph. So I've got nice and flat in the middle here, and it looks like I crossed the axis, the x-axis. Let's look at this side. That's hard to tell what that value is. So let's look and see that we have our, there's no points that are really clear here except for our 2's. So hopefully when let's try this one. Our x value is 3π/2. Hopefully we get -2 for the y. And we do. So I'm thinking that this looks pretty similar. I'm happy with those values. So I'm going to say that my equation is 1/2 tan 2x/3 - 2.